Hello, my name's Lisa. If the cat can stop wiggling the camera, we can proceed in a professional manner. I thought you might like to see my colouring in, what I've managed to complete, what I haven't done. This is a work in process. Started it with these colours, didn't like it, so I'm beginning to go over it. We'll put that to one side. That's something that I've just been working on and suddenly thought, oh, I could show people. Johanna Basford. I love everything she does. Absolutely everything. I just adore it. So I've mainly got her colouring books. How I do it is I cut them out with a sharp knife and then I colour them in. I use Promarkers mainly, so they stain. I take them out and then I chop them up and I use them for greeting cards. I use them in scrapbooks, that sort of thing. That's all I've got left of that. Magical Jungle. So I can't really show you what I've completed. I can only show you what I haven't got. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Right, there might be some bits. I have got this, which I will show you because I'm collecting them. Lost Ocean was not my favourite Lost Ocean. I've got quite a few of them. See how it stains, Promarkers? That was one of my early ones. Quite like that. What have we got here? I struggle with backgrounds. So I'm going to start using my pencils. This was with very, very tiny little fine line markers, but you can't get any grading with them. They're just flat colour. I wasn't as pleased with that. But we were learning. Not one of my favourites, I have to say. And I love everything she does. This is not one of my favourites because they're quite tiny, I found. See, like that, that's no good for Promarkers. You can't get a little Promarker in that. So, and I'm not keen on the mandala style. But I have done some out of that book. What else have we got? Oh, I love this book. I need to buy another one of these. Small Victories. Because I do Promarkers and they stain terrible, I need to, because I want to do that page and I want to do that page and I want to do that page and so I'm going to buy another one of these. But everything I've done in here I've cut out, as you can see, and done it like that. So I haven't got that to show you. I've got that. Here's some finished. That's a nice one. Don't ask how I did that effect. I have no idea. But isn't it good? That was a mistake. I think I absolutely used the wrong combination of pens and they fought with each other. Promarkers do that sometimes. They sort of push the colour around a little bit. I have no idea what pens I used. I have no idea how I did it. But I love the effect. So that is a little moment in time of glory. What else have we got here? No, we've not done any of them. We've cut them out. Thought we were going to, and we haven't. This is something I need to do. I bought it. It was, say, on sale. It was not the price. Not that any of her stuff's expensive. I bought this from a shop that does end of sale, reduced stuff, bankrupt stock. So this must have been in that. This is the artist quality. I was a little disappointed when I got it because I thought the images would be, because the page has been, I thought the actual images would be bigger, but it seems the images are the same or tiddly, like that. Yeah. But I'm going to have a go. I'm going to have a go with this because, oh, look, I've done one. See, I've tried, but I did find it quite tiddly tiny. So that's something we're going to do. Might use my paints on that. Beautiful paper with that, absolutely beautiful paper. This is that's a lie, right. This is the only one I've got that I haven't eaten into. And that's because £5, it was in, I think it was in, yeah, look, the works, for £5. Again, not expensive when you're buying it full price, a tenner. But a £5 for all of that. Now, I haven't done anything in this, so I might do what I see some of the girls do on the channels and go right from the beginning, right the way through and do every single page. I might do that. then it'll make me use the whole book. That could be fun. And if I use Promarkers, then I might just back it with something else. Or this might be my pencil book. This might be my pencil journey. So we've got that one. This is my enchanted forest that I have got. And you can tell I like it because I've hardly got anything left. I've had everything out of that one. Love that book. That is my favourite one of hers. By far. Secret Garden. I have done one of these in its entirety. This is the second one I have, and I've not got much left of this. Oh look, that's a little jellyfish that doesn't belong in there, does it? So I loved the Secret Garden. So I've already done one book completely used. That's the Jungle book, isn't it? Is that the Jungle? And that one. I've already used one. That's something else we can draw on. Worlds of Wonder. Now, I've coloured in the cover of this one, which might show you that I like it. I am steadily pulling out all of these and doing them because I have an idea. Oh, that's now. This is something I am extremely good at. Colouring in and then forgetting where the hell I've put them. These were for Easter. I wanted to do these for Easter cards, so I coloured them in all clever. Get ahead of the game, put them to one side. Do you think I could find them? No, I couldn't, could I? I thought, oh no. And what I've done on this is I've put, I don't know if you'll be able to see, I've put stickles on for a bit of glitter. But doing that, does it focus? Perhaps not, perhaps I shouldn't. And then glossy accents, but oh, we like that. So that is a page out of, no, look. That's a big page. So that'd be out of one of the books. I've chopped it up, coloured it in, and I will chop that up further and make Easter cards out of it. Yay. Glad I found that. That is one half. Now, I've done it. I tend to colour in the base. I tend to do the base. And then I'll do like all little extras on top of it. I'll do the glitter on it. And the fine liner, the gel, the jelly roll gel pens, Secure I like, the white liner. So that's the base of that one, so that's good. So shall I show you what I do when, oh, they're heavy, aren't they? Shall I show you? I have got these that I have cut out. I've cut out and I've done to them. I'm getting in there. I've got a scrapbook here for some reason. Snarling up works. That's the back. Promarkers blade, terrible. So I've done that one. Pretty much finished. I'm just going to use some very bright, and I didn't have them at the time, very bright pens to bring them out. I always, if I'm storing, if I go from this way, they might be the right way up, mightn't they? Yay! I'm always, if I store Promarker things, they don't bleed, they don't stick. But I have had that in the past, if I've put gel pens on or glitter, that it's stuck and it's ruined. So I always, if I have teared them out for a project, I'll always put some paper in between, just so they're stored nicely. Love that one. Look at the little turrets and shit. I always forget how gorgeous they are. Buildings. Love Johanna Basford's buildings. I think she does the most amazing buildings. I liked the effect I got with that. With the, I coloured him in and then I went all the way over him with the blue. And it makes him, I think, look like he's in the water. I was quite pleased with that effect. You'll see a similar colour palette. It's because I've got an idea to make a book out of this. Cut the pages up and then use them to make my own book. I might do a story up with them. Just for my grandson, not for any other. That's not for it. I just wondered, I had this, I just saw that and I thought, I want to do that. You know, pinky lilac colours, so I did. I had an orange cat called Marmite. I enjoyed doing this one. I enjoyed all the little fiddly bits. You see, I do shadows with Promarker. Where is it? There we go. Cool Grey 4. Sometimes if it's a smaller project, I'll pick one of the colours out and use them as shadows because it is quite harsh, and it does get upset with some of the different pens. It does get upset and it will push the colour away, but I ain't bothered with it. That was good fun to do. I love the peppermint swirls on that. I thought they come out well. Chuffed. And I liked the way this one, very simple, used white fine liner with that, but I just thought that was quite clever of me. Had a little bit of difficulty with this one, with the perspective. I couldn't work out what was behind and what was in front. Doesn't really matter, but I don't think I got my shadows right with that one. But done it is, done it is. Loved that. I thought that was, I particularly like the way the orange, see I've used the orange as shadow, particularly like the way that turned out with a little bit of the highlighter. You'll do something and you go, oh, that's brilliant. Then you'll try and recreate it. I never can. I never can recreate it, I'm sure other people can. Excuse me, coughing. I've still got this cold lingering. Don't help, I've got the door open as well. It's freezing. It's March and I've got the door open. Never mind. Never mind, that's the bird song in, which is healing in itself, isn't it, bird song? This one, I didn't enjoy colouring this. I didn't enjoy colouring the bus. But I think it looks all right now it's done. I'm quite pleased with that. I think it's got a Starry Night quality, but I really didn't enjoy that one. It was laborious, but it came out right in the end. Loved doing this one. I loved all the swirlies. Did take an awful lot of going over. I'll go in with one brown and then go in again and then go. See how that it's sort of, I don't know whether you can see, I don't know whether focus that good. But sometimes the Promarkers push the ink out like I have on here. It will push it so you get a distortion. I like that. Other people wouldn't. Horses for courses, isn't it? Mushrooms. Love a mushroom. Or a fungi. Don't think I've got I don't think I've got the shadows right on this at all. But again, I had so much fun doing that. I loved it. Love doing this one. Again, you could confuse me again, Johanna, with your perspectives and your shadows, but it doesn't matter. Loved doing this one. Loved it. And when I'm going to do that that latest, not latest book, but the latest book for me, where she shows you how to draw in her style, I'm going to go through that from beginning to end, and at the end maybe I'll be able to draw something like this myself, to be able to colour in myself. I shall be chuffed among us if I could do that. I would love to be able to draw in her style. Oh, look at that. See, I haven't done the background. I haven't done the background because I'm not confident with the pencils. I'm not confident at all. So I've left it. But I think if I did the background, I think it would enhance it. So that's the challenge. I shall work on pieces that are not as important, not as in that I want to use for a particular project. And I'll learn how to do that. And then I might come back in and do it on these. This was fun. Wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly all over the place. Little bit laborious because I kept forgetting where I was, but it don't matter, does it? I might do a bit. I don't think I finished doing. Oh, I might not wanted to do gel pen on that. Little fishy, little snail. But see, and this is the idea, is to put this into a book and do a little story perhaps or something, or just make this into a can you find for my grandson, and I'll go, can you find the snail? And he'll have to trail all over here. Found it. My daughter used to love that. Don't see why my grandson wouldn't. but I wanted to do it myself. Back to that one. So that's what I've done with that. So work in progress. But when I cut them out, what do you mean you use it for, that's upside down. What do you mean you use it for scrapbooking? What do you mean by that? Explain it to us. I shall. This, I had a lovely day at, what is they call it now? New Forest Wildlife Park. We, back in the day, used to call it the Otter and Owl, because bless them, they just had otters and they just had owls. But we went anyway. It's set in the New Forest and it's all woodland, and to tell the truth, it's a very pleasant walk round, whether you see an animal or not. It's very pleasant, but they've added to it substantially over the years. But my husband bought me an experience day. 2018, feels like yesterday. It was 2018, the experience day. It was lovely. So what I did, that's the park. It's huge, actually. It's wandering, and it is all in the forest. It's just lovely. But as you can see here, I've used the scrapbook papers. I've coloured them in, complementary to the photo. I've coloured them in, and I've cut them up using them in my scrapbook. That's a similar sort of colours. If I slide, is that annoying if I'm sliding? Shout if it is, but I don't know how else to do it. Woo. Love these, the giant otters. They're quite snappy. Had to feed them fish, had to throw it over the fence. These, the pine martins. Went to go in with the pine martins. This was back in the day when I just had a little clip camera. I didn't have a phone camera. I didn't have a proper phone. But I had to take 2 pictures there and splice them. It was lovely. See, look, that one. That's a huge page out of one of the. Which one would that be? I don't know. Enchanted Forest, maybe. But I used it because there's a little foxy here. It mimicked that page where the little wildcat peeped at me from round the tree. So I thought that was nice. I thought that went together. Didn't do any for that one. Deer. Big deer on there. Because that done. Sorry, the swishy noise. Is that annoying? Probably. Him, I got to feed him. I got to put these foods in for him through the fence. It was just a very small fence. And he gave, Victor, his name is, he gave me such a dirty look as I was doing it. But anyway. And again, look, that's nice. It's got the deers, which complement the page, I think. Similar colour palette. Oh, this was incredible. See this darling? I was able to feed him carrots and parsnips through. I was able to go right close. All that was between me and him was this electric fence. And the lady went, if he's angry, that fence won't stop him. He'll keep going. So I went, oh, we're fine. See how boggy it was. I was up to my knees in mud. That's fine. We'll be okay. Feeding him through the fence. Lovely. And she went, you're doing very well there. I'll just go and feed the other one. And me and him got on so well. I don't know what came over me. I put my hand through the fence and I rubbed his nose like he was a little pet. I went, oh. All of a sudden he went rigid, like hard like stone, and stared at me. And I just thought, I'm going to die. This little thin bit of wire. And she said, the electrified won't stop him. Oh. But then we carried on and I gave him a carrot and we were friends again. Wasn't that a lesson? What an idiot. What an idiot. I thought I could pet him. I thought I could pet him on the nose. Like a little dog. They've got, I don't know if they still have it, but they had this huge mouse in like a hexagonal fish tank. Massive fish tank, perhaps, enclosure. And it was all with all little hideouts and bits and that. It was full of mice, full of mice. They were cleaning it out and they didn't even know how many mice they had. Just more chat. So just go, oh, this little angel. He was so old, and he was off show. He was at the back, Pitwick, and the owners, they loved him so much, and he had his own enclosure, which was just beautiful, and a little heat lamp and a little this, and you could not lavish more love and attention upon an animal that this little angel was getting. It looks a bit bare, but trust me, he was so old and crusty. Oh, they're very lovely people. They live quite close. They live back in on. They're just one of these altruistic type people. This was interesting. Mouflon. European sheep. They were running in a herd. Gorgeous. Of course, the pens everywhere. You wouldn't see. And when the people come, they go, oh, the pens are tiny. Well, they're not. They're huge. They just bring the food where the animal is. It's like the deer. The deer has got an enclosure like this with the wood. And everyone goes, the deer's got such a tiny enclosure, because they feed the deer in a tiny little bit by the fence, by the corner. So all you see is the deers, loads of deers in a tiny little enclosure. What you don't see is they have the whole of this. It's amazing how much room they have. Like these malphons got a huge amount of room. For sherps, you know, for sheep. Little wallabies, they're fun. But you see on every page I've got a little bit of, what I've got in the road, I can't get it in my, a little bit of colouring in. Oh, a lynx I saw. Up as close as you can get, up against that fence. She was trying to make it hiss for the camera, but he was just doing this low. He jumps up into the tree and he pulls birds of prey. If a bird of prey wanders into his enclosure, he jumps up the tree and gets it, and they find bits of owl. That's why I've done a page with an owl. They find bits of owl, bits of sparrowhawk, all sorts. They're really scary. And I had to put things through the fence at him. So I've done this page. I thought it was very apt. It had an owl with all the feathers, and that's a bunny rabbit. Anything that goes in, he nabs. Brilliant fun. That was a nice. Wolves. Didn't see any wolves on my day. Don't matter, because I've seen the wolves before, and they throw people. You can like throw lumps of meat and that over at them if you're having a day. It's incredible. Listen, ferrets. They got so much stuff, and this fox was just amazing. I was putting peanut butter, and he was following me 2 foot behind me. If I stopped, he stopped, looked up at me and went, yeah, move. And I just put bits of peanut butter down. It was brilliant. Oh, I did have a good day. There. There's the end page. That's a sort of repetitive one, but we get away with it because it's not that repetitive, but it's got a fox on it, so I thought... So that's what I do with my pages. I either use them... That was just sailing away, enchanted day. I was having an enchanted day. I either use them for cards, or I chop them up and use them in scrapbooks, things. That's what I do. And like this one, this was the finished one, wasn't it? Nearly. I would add highlights and that to it, and I might put that in a scrapbook, or I might chop bits up and use it. I'm a bit like that. I suppose other people do they? Shall I do a little bit of colouring in? Let's do a bit of colouring in while we're here. What have I got there? Just a plain bit of paper. Shall I get one of my bits out that I haven't used? I haven't used him, have we? Should we have a bit of clay and do a bit of colouring in on him? We could, couldn't we? I've got a small palette here, so it won't be anything too great. But I can show you how I do things. How I do things is I use a Promarker, right-handed. I'll just put a bit of colour in like that. I'm quite rough, I suppose, with the way I colour. We're going to go in with another green. Which one's this? Verdi, is it? maybe. Then I'll go over that, see? Sorry about the scratch. Promarkers scratch, and a lot of people don't like it, do they? So this might be where you sign off. Don't want us to look at her colouring videos because she'd be scratchy with her Promarkers. Yeah, I am. I don't mind it. I like Promarkers. I like the colours. I like what they do. So we've got a little bit of a gradient going there. Lime green. I'm using the wedge end because for two reasons. Reason one, they're nearly running out. And I always find you've got a bit more juice in the wedge end. See, I'm just fussing on that join a little bit. I'm just fussing on that join. And that'll blend it in. Because it just moves, the alcohol just moves that colour about. I just like the process. And then I'll go over the whole thing just to blend that back. Downside with Promarkers, they do these stupid brush pens. Blooming hate them. Look, how can you colour with that? I'm sure people say it's wonderful, but oh God, I just picked it up for the colour. I had no idea. Brush does say it, obviously, plain. I didn't see that, did I? So that's like that. I would then choose a brown and go around that edge. Johanna does this. She does a lot of edges on her things. I think when I start learning, I won't do that because I'm not a particular fan of that, but that's her style. See, this is why I think she's had a lot of people going, can you do it but do it like this? And can you draw it but draw it like this? You'd go mad, wouldn't you? So she's gone, well, here's a book, learn it yourself. You can do your own stuff and leave me alone. And that's fair enough. She wants to do what she wants to do. Why not? That's what I do. I do what I want to do. I haven't got anyone over my shoulder telling me what to do, unless you leave a comment saying, well, you shouldn't have done it like that. That looks stupid. Well, that's fair enough. And you never know, I might actually listen to you and do it your way. So that's a leaf. And what I'd like to do is I then come in and go bloop, bloop with me gel pen. I would do this with it and highlight it all the way down because I would feel that's what that wanted. Do we like that? Can't really tell until it's there. Now, I wouldn't normally do this. What I would normally do would go over the entire image with the green, with one green, or make a blend if I'm blending in. But I would go over the entire image using all the bits with the green. Then I'll choose another colour and go over the whole thing with that colour. That's gone a bit scrappy. Well, that's okay. We might do that. We might do this with it. Ooh, like that. And then the last thing I'd do is the white gel pen. So that's what I've done with that. Doesn't matter, does it? So I'd go over the whole thing with one colour and then the whole thing and then the whole thing. But stopping and doing a blend if a blend was needed. Do you like that? We will do that. We'll have a page and I'll do a consistent wallop over with the page and show you exactly how I do it. I'm just having a little bit of fun. See, this is my problem. I say I'm going to just do X, Y and Z and then I don't. I'll just keep going and going and going and then days pass. I must be careful when I do my colouring in. Ooh, I must be careful because I get very carried away. I can get deep in. But isn't that the joy of it? Isn't that the joy of crafting? What's the point of doing it if it's laborious? No point, is there? It's supposed to be fun. See, when I do it, I'll just fuss a little bit on the join. Put a little bit of extra in there. See what? That's got a little bit dark and muddy, but it don't matter because I'm going to highlight. Like that. Could put a bit of glitter in. Could put a bit of metallic. I might do dots. There. That's why I'm no good at the mandalas, because I sort of forget what I've done. Look, we're doing something. Colour is happening. The page, I just want to do another leaf. The page is happening. Isn't it nice? Aren't we lucky that we get to spend our days playing? Because that is what it is. Aren't we lucky? I'm not going to adhere to that. I'm going to do that with it. But I'll choose a page and I'll have a reason in mind what I'm using it for. And I'll colour appropriate to that. Like if I was using this, if I'd been to the zoo and there'd been an elephant, I'd look at the colours that were around and I would colour the item to reflect. I'm not going to go in with that. I'm going to go in with this to show you a different. We've done that. You can go all over it with another colour like that. That's what I like about Promarkers. Blend that all in and now it's got like a little turquoisey hue to it. Ah, like that. See, it's totally different from that one. So that one we used, that one was those three colours. And this one is those colours, totally different. Right, well that was a little, I'll show you. That was a little bit of colouring. A chat through my books. Not that there's a lot there because I've used all the pages. Not supposed to do that. But we will do that Enchanted Forest, I think, from beginning to end. I think that would be good for me. These are my pencils that I'd like to use. They are Derwent. Had these years, but I quite like them. I like the shades. I like they're quite muted. They're not bright. They're quite muted. Sure, I'll show you. Let's show you. Don't really know how to colour in properly. I'm watching the videos and it's like a circle malarkey, isn't it? See, that's not. See, that's why I'm not keen on pencils, because look, you can't see nothing. Whereas that, it was instant, wasn't it? It was like an instant. Maybe these aren't the right pencils to use. I don't know if I like it. Am I grizzling? Can you hear it? I'm grizzling, am I? Oh, I like it. But I've got to learn to like it, people. Other people do it. People on YouTube, they do it. Why can't I? Grizzling. Oh no, look, it's happening. Maybe this is it. Maybe I've got to persevere. See, I'm, excuse me, I'm always looking for it to be the same as the, oh no, no, look. I'm always wanting it to be exactly the same as Promarkers, and it's not going to be a different medium. So pack it in. Shouting at myself there a bit. Oh no, should we do it? Should we do that? What's it like on the other side then? Well, you can't see at all. That's what, see, look, you can see that, but you can't see at all on that side. Oh, right, that's why people do them. Right, well, that Enchanted Forest, we're just going to do with pencils then. But I might have quite a limited palette. I've got a fair few pencils here. I might go through and just say I'm going to use this pencil, that pencil. See, look, I like that. That's giving me an effect I like because it's bright. And that's what I like. So I might go through, like on a page like this, and choose the colours I like. I might do this. What I mean by it is, sorry to put the arm in. What I mean by it is, we've got all these, and them to me looks all the same. big bee. Big bee's coming. Oh, very big bee. Big bee. Oh, massive bee. Can you hear that? That's a bee. I can't move the camera. I'll never get it back again. Troy. That's a doodlebug. If the cat comes, I'm going to have to leap because he'll try and have it. He might just move off. Good Lord. She. It's a she, isn't it? That is about... I'm not joking. It's not a hornet. We get hornets here. Oh, they are scary. Hornets used to go... One of my dogs, Lulu, she was German Shepherd, and she used to snap at bees. It was like the killing fields. It was awful. It was dreadful. There was just... You'd go out and it would just... Oh, it was horrible. But she was... Oh, go on, son. Out you go. Nearly. But she bit a hornet once. Oh, face blew up. I had a big... I can't concentrate because of the bee. The bee will find its way out. It's literally 2 inches from the door. We'll ignore... we'll ignore that. And we'll just push on with what we're doing. We should just push on. Shan't we? We're ignoring the bee. If I go and help it, I'm going to cause more fuss. Oh, I might have to stop this and go and help it. See? There's all these different browns that they want us to do. So, but I'm sure layering that on that causes a different effect. But that, to me, it all looks a bit the same. So what I might do is go over and go, right, I will have that brown, that brown, and that. But I think that's what I'll do. I'll reduce the colour palette and I'll have more of a chance. It's like the greens. Green. See, I don't know if that... Oh, see, I like that. I like the brighter colours. That's why I like Promarkers. Yeah, see, I don't mind them, look. There's loads of greens in here. There's hundreds of greens. Look, I've gone on that page. It's naughty, isn't it? Get a line. Yeah, that's what we need to do, isn't it? We need to... That's a bit of a blue, isn't it? I mean, look, we've got a range of colours here, haven't we? We should be able to do something, I'm sure. I've just got to learn not to want the colour that... See, look, it's a good background. Excuse me, sorry. I'm off on my own there. I've just got to learn to have a different effect and appreciate the different effect and enjoy the different effect. I've just not enjoyed, whenever I've done pencils before, I've not actually enjoyed the effect I've got. I've been a bit sad. See, look, then I do that and try and blend and it looks rubbish. Maybe just keep it to one colour in one area and just do it like pressing lightly on that dark and then light and then dark and do it like that. Try not to be too clever. Maybe I'm trying to be too clever. Right, well, I'm going to leave it at that because I've got my eye on that bee and I think he's sitting there and I'm worried about him. So I'm going to go and sort the bee out. Right, catch you later. Bye.